Sasagi! Ooh, Sasagi! I am here with more Fire Emblem 3 hopes. You know what's fucking crazy? These two don't have any supports together, but Hubert and Lysithea do. I think that's pretty buck wild. I'm sure Ignatz and Raphael also didn't have supports with Hubert. It's just weird. I mean, they had some pretty good supports in houses, but Ferdinand has supports with her. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, let's oh yeah, I was able to get one support, so let's do that real quick and then this will be a very riveting conversation.
Now here's a rare sight. Since when do you read tactics manuals? Do you miss your days at the Officers' Academy?
There's nothing to miss.
No, because I seem to recall everyone being in awe of their incredibly talented combat professor. I had big plans for you after you were assigned to us, but then the Academy was forced to close its doors. Still, you played a small but critical role. Still not one for conversation, I see. Even so, I feel I understand you and your thoughts more now than when we first met.
He never got to become the Death Knight, it sounds like.
You see? That silence of yours just said, I don't need you to know me. Such a typical Emil thing to say.
Don't call me that.
Why? Because Emil von Bartels is dead? Because he was already hunted down and killed for slaughtering everyone in his house?
Okay.
He should have been.
Is that so? Well, I disagree. This is why you live on as Yaritza von Hrym, and why you remain in good standing with a house that will one day be yours. This is why the world has the Death Knight. For my goals to be achieved, both men are indispensable.
You're greedy to desire that monster's power. His thirst is endless. Every soul he takes makes him less human.
If so, I'd say the Death Knight is the greedy one. I must watch my step, lest he and his side come for me in the night.
You are my master, for now. You let the Death Knight hunt. I am grateful. Your life is safe.
There's nothing to be grateful for. This is, and has always been, a contract that sees to both our needs. It just so happens I like having you, and the Death Knight, in my corner.
Interesting. I was always curious, unless I missed it, how that all came to be. There was like a missing story thread. But Eagleguard just solved it.
Which battlefield are you headed to?
The main one. I got everything.
This isn't good. It seems the fortress gates have been partially breached. The kingdom's soldiers are pouring into Aryan Road.
Does that make us right on time, or a bit too late? Dimitri is no ordinary king if he managed to pry a citadel like this apart. I assume our soldiers stand ready?
We go on your command. If we dally too long, some of our officers and troops are likely to surrender to the enemy. That includes Count Rowe, who has a most notorious sense of self-preservation.
Yeah, him and every other noble.
Come now, that is simply not true. Why, take me, for example. I am the perfect embodiment of what every noble should aspire to be.
Ferdinand,
You can
shut
tell
the
us
fuck
all
up.
about it later, Ferdinand.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone, move out.
Ooh, look at this place. Do I only get the 4? Persuade Mercedes! That's an easy one. She's the only one we can get. Man, I really like well stocked. That's a favorite of mine. Don't need that. I really would like these two. Yeah, I may do these. Lock gates are indicated by a lock on the map. Classes with the lock touch ability can open lock gates by interacting with them. Don't think I got that. Oh, there we go. Okay. What level is everybody? 32. Dedu. Dimitri. Mercedes. Just those 3 it looks like. Oh shit, you know what I should look at before? Yeah, we're gonna, okay, so Yuritsa has to come to this battle.
I stand ready.
We have a duty to fulfill.
Understood.
Have to do my best.
Okay, okay. Take Petra Sword. Take that. My Emma Sword. Hold on. There you go. Do I have the lock ability? I do not think so. Oh, a bit of a mess here. Okay, here we go. You're gonna want that, my good boy. You're also gonna want this dex roll. It's for you. Slap that bad boy on. One heart, one heart. Okay. You can have the iron shield now that you are an axe temporarily. Lorenz. also going to give you your relic weapon. May nullify damage. Yeah, you actually have not done a lot of fighting with me up until this very moment. Heber's got this book. His punch probably does have some of the best gauntlets already. Like that. Edelgard's actually on a wyvern. I just wanted her to do something fun. Where's wisdom? I think this is better. Oh, and we still have Maritza. You're good. You can also have that. Okay. I feel good about this. We're a little low leveled, but that hasn't been a problem before.
Courage, everyone. Aryan Road is nearly ours. Keep pressing until we claim the main hall.
Silence yourself, Dimitri.
Now it is my turn. There is nothing I cannot do.
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous about this.
Not a problem.
Right then. Let us go to work. I will see my duty.
There's not a leave this to me.
Starting the mission.
You need to go this way towards Mercedes, who's up here. That's her.
Is that an order?
Right then. Let us go to work.
Here I go. Gnomes, they must learn who they're up against.
So, what should I be doing again? Sure, let's try it.
Who else is doing this one? I think it's you.
Right then. Let us go to work. I will see my duty done.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Oh, Fletch is here. Alright.
King's army is true to its reputation. Even I can only stall for so much time.
They're closing in on the main hall. We must help them, and quickly. We must reach the main hall before Count Rowe is put in peril.
Count Rowe values his life above all else. If they get agreed to his throat, the man will betray us. The main gates are closed. We could circle around from the left or right, but
the ground along those routes is filled with traps. We'll have to do this the smart way and use the gates.
Oh, I remember the traps from houses. You will take damage when traversing 4 traps. Flying classes can traverse 4 traps without taking damage if they are mounted. Okay, I was sending someone that way. Oh, I sent Hubert that way. And he apparently did just fine. He'd never better, Hubert.
devices on the walls to the east and west will allow us to open the main gate.
Commencing attack. Follow me.
We'll have these defenses crippled in short order.
Stronghold will fall!
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous.
We'll never get anywhere with that device until we deal with the soldiers around it.
Consider that done.
I am your man.
This place is a serious pain. Why can't the route to the main hall just be a straight line?
Just wait. I will take all the strength I can get.
No mercy. I have you. This is war. I can still fight.
Perfect blocking, you asshole.
Spikes just came out of the ground! Everyone, stay away from the pointy bits!
There is not a question of can, only a matter of will.
And I can't get that
Leave
far.
this to me.
None shall surpass me.
The main gates are open. What now?
I'll hold the area around the gates, Your Majesty. You keep going.
We can do this, Randolph! None will get past us!
So what gates opened exactly?
There is not a question of can.
Hold on.
Take a breather.
The enemy controls the central gates as well. How aggravating. This is clearly going to be a multi-step process. First, we must use devices within the fortress to gain access to the walls, where we will find the devices that will open the central gates.
Got it.
So you're saying we should start by using the two devices in front of the central gates?
Leave this to me.
Why does this have to be so complicated?
Maybe they call her the Silver Maiden because our hair will be gray by the time we finish this.
Okay, I'm gonna have him deal with this.
None shall surpass me.
My turn?
You call that fighting? The Great Lion has only begun to roar!
Yeah, not bad.
Let's do this!
Yeah, we need to actually fucking move it. I don't have anyone that can lockpick.
Right then, let us go to... I will see...
Here I go. No mistakes. They must learn who they're up against.
It's a bit of a situation. Shoot across. It ain't no thing. Anything to help Edelgard get this over with quickly. Oh, I didn't hit the fucking switch. Ah!
I'll take levers and switches over more soldiers any day of the week.
Dude, I don't know.
This is where I
might lose this one.
Very well. I stand ready for what comes.
Shez.
Time slips away from us. Move faster. Shall we call on Castle Gaspar's militia? They've been put.
I take no joy in battling old friends, but I have a duty and will see it through.
Posing as civilians and should be near the main hall now.
I need to be careful with this call guards.
And I welcome you. We will claim victory.
That should buy the main hall some time.
I need to be careful or she's gonna fucking die. Okay, there we go.
I must keep everyone safe.
Please, Mercedes.
Oh.
No more.
I never could bear to see you cry. Not then and not now. Oh, very well.
Aw, that was much sweeter than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. Now that we have done that,
I'll do my best.
I really need to start sending people.
Let's move.
The rest of these fucking switches.
Now it is my turn. Go for it.
So, what should I be doing again? So, what should I be?
Oh, these are not technically open to us yet. I was a little hasty. There we go.
So, what should
I'll do my best. I'm a
There
little
you
nervous
go.
about this.
Now it is my turn. There is nothing I cannot do.
There is not a question of can. Leave this to me.
Starting the mission.
Now we can reach the other devices that will open the central gates.
My turn at last.
We must move on those gates. Time is our enemy.
The devices we're looking for are up on the walls to the east and west.
My turn.
In the name of the king, the Empire must be destroyed. All troops, advance!
Reinforcements have arrived.
Then we'll stop them. They can't be allowed to interfere with the rescue.
I'm counting on you, Randolph. Defend those gates with your life.
I will capture this stronghold.
Ferdinand,
There is not a question of can.
I need you to
Only
keep going.
leave this to
One is down, one is to go. Stand down!
I'm gonna take care of this shit.
My turn.
Leave this to me.
Oh Ash, you've got so far to go. Excuse me.
It seems we may be able to disarm the traps within the fortress.
I saw another device like this on the other side of the wall. Let's disable it.
I will capture this stronghold.
Now, to breach the central gates.
You will go no further.
If Tadu is here, that means Dimitri is too.
This should help. For justice! You're through!
She's fucking dead. Ooh, there's a lot of damage. Oh boy. God, Ash is such a good little murder boy when it comes to Pegasus.
One step closer to my goals.
Yeah.
My turn.
We'd be out of our minds to walk through a bunch of traps. Let's disable them already.
I can still find
Now we can advance safely.
Take your best shot.
He's very handsome. Are you guys still? Yeah, the rest of you are not going to be able to make it here in time, so I'm just going to request an all-out assault on the deer.
Greatness demands it!
It's nothing.
late to swear fealty. I've no desire to take unnecessary lives.
Gwendol, I have decided we fight for the king after all. Help His Majesty drive those Imperial dogs back from whence they came.
Why, my lord? How could you change sides again after all my cautioning?
So it's come to this, eh? So be it. Take our remaining soldiers and cut the Imperial dogs down where they stand.
I am your knight to my dying breath, my lord.
Oh, wow. I thought it was over.
I see you've dug your grave. Now you can lie in it.
Forgive me, Your Majesty.
That takes care of their gate. We're nearly to the main hall now.
I actually thought Yuri would be here. I was like, missed him. Although he would have been recruitable. Yeah, it just took me a little too long. But if it's not a defeat condition, then it's probably...
Not good enough!
To kill.
It's gonna be difficult for
Take
you.
a breather.
Interesting that my whole party's over here when I need them to be
I've got this.
over here.
My turn!
I am your... My turn at last.
I'm not gonna have you do this with them. Yeah, I don't think they came to fight the dude. They shouldn't speed the process up on me.
Take a breather.
Oh, Yogurt's what are they?
Come at me, you Adrestian whelps! Draw what blood you can from the lion!
There's no more frightening foe than a lion unafraid of death.
I've got you now.
Well fought, whelp.
It's a shame he had to die.
If we want to slow the enemy, we must put as many troops by the main hall as we can.
Hey, weren't there hidden stairs that lead from the east and west walls down to the fortress grounds?
It wasn't supposed to be like this.
You made it like this, dude.
troops in from the walls. Time to make the kingdom sweat.
To think you once had a place at our table. Such a shame.
As the count has been struck down, I'll simply crush the enemy by my own.
I think that is a problem not having row, but I guess if we take this keep, it doesn't matter, and then we would subjugate their territory anyway.
Let us make this a clean fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 8 of us and beat the shit out of you.
Are you here to help? Thank you.
Oh yeah, we still have Lenata. I guess we just make Lenata a boy.
I can still fight.
Yeah, give Lord Lenata the lands of Row. That makes sense. Yes, I assume that's how it's going to go. Okay, well, I'm at a huge disadvantage against Mr. Dimitri. I'm not gonna do that.
I've got this.
Leave this to me.
You must have kept busy to make such strides in 2 short years.
I could say the same for you. Now let's get this over with.
Come to offer me your head, Edelgard?
Ooh.
How careless of you.
I could say the same of you. Surely the responsibility you bear is no less than mine. We finally have the advantage. Let's work on securing the rest of the fortress.
Ooh, that is something we want to do before we kill this man.
There's not a question of can. Only leave this to me.
Now it is my turn. Go for it!
Oops, actually I want you to now.
Now it is my turn. Go for it!
Shaz, you're
Not a
good at
problem.
killing.
I've got this.
Against Dimitri anyway?
I'll do my best.
So, what should I be doing again? Sure, let's try it.
Be quick,
Starting
boys.
the mission. Is that an order?
Right then.
Keep Hubert
Let
here.
us go to work.
Few nights are truer than you, Ash. I bade you to keep living, and you have.
Oh.
Your Majesty, I prayed this day would never come.
My turn.
I even forgot that I had Ash.
Aryan
Well,
Road
not
is
that I
the
forgot he was
linchpin
there,
of the
but like...
West. If we don't retake it... No. We must retake it.
I will capture this stronghold. I have you. This is war. No, not yet.
Commencing attack. Follow me.
You like that?
Oh, you...
I can still fight. No, not yet. I can still fight.
I think Ferdinand's gonna get MVP. We've done a lot with Ferdinand and Anne.
Aryan Road has nearly been brought to heel.
My turn.
Okay.
I've got you now.
My turn.
Alright, let's fuck this dude up. I'm stop Dimitri, because it's funny. Hubert, get the fuck out of my way. I'm shooting arrows. Get the fuck out of here.
Your Majesty.
Get the hell out of here.
That will not be necessary to do. Stay with our king and live on.
Oh fuck! Oh Ingrid, you have no idea what's about to happen to you.
Swear that you will return to us, Ingrid.
She ain't coming back alive.
Bring victory to Fargus, Your Majesty.
She's dead. There's no way she lives from this.
You will not threaten the future of Fargus, nor cause any of my friends and allies harm.
She's fucking dead, son.
The dreams and ideals you regaled me with aren't worth the dust under your feet.
You're through!
Is the king safe? Good.
There was some raw ass
Then I've
lines
done what I set
that were
out
being
to
said
do.
while I was killing her. The stories you regaled me are worth less than the dust under your feet.
I'm
It's
sorry,
pretty
Ingrid,
fucked up.
But I can't turn back now.
Because they used to share they used to swap their favorite fairy tale stories.
She laid down her
in the
life
academy.
to protect Dimitri and proved loyal to the very end.
Yet sadly, despite our best efforts, Count Rowe and too many others perished. This is most painful indeed.
Yeah, we didn't do it exceptionally well. Because we didn't save Count Rowe.
We must hurry, Your Majesty. The others have already withdrawn.
I know. I know. Forgive me, Ingrid.
Oops.
It saddens me beyond measure to leave you here.
No, yeah,
The
this
blame
has
is
been
mine,
very
Your
sad.
Majesty. I should have taken guard of the rear.
Then I would only be mourning your death instead. The decision was mine, as is the failure. Every death this day rests on my shoulders.
Your Majesty, please.
She deserved so much happiness. Even after losing her betrothed, she faced life with strength and vigor, only to face the agony of death once more. It should have been me who died. How can I ever atone to Count Galatea? To Glenn?
Please, don't torment yourself. Ingrid chose to be there, and she did so for you. Do not take that from her.
Oh, her
In
spear.
the name of this magic lance, I swear I will defend Fargus. So rest now. I will return for you when you are avenged.
Dude, when we have to go kill all the Black Eagles. See, I didn't even do it that slow and Rose still died. I wonder if there was no avoiding that.
Great things await me.
I must outwit even death.
Good job, everybody.
I won't let myself stop.
How? You barely did anything. Ash killed so many people. His friends.
This'll help me break new boundaries.
This power will serve.
I thought Ash would, or Ferdinand would have it for sure. I didn't do anything unsure.
This is suitable. I must make the most of this ability.
A useful skill.
Yeah, Ash killed Ingrid. Ingrid is dead. Welcome aboard, Mercedes.
By your valiant efforts, Aryan Road has held strong. I thank you, one and all.
Ah, I hardly broke a sweat. Those kingdom soldiers were nothing.
Wait, if they were nothing, then why was I having so much trouble?
Well, because you weren't there, Bernie.
I thought I was surely off to my death when Count Rowe turned on us.
A fine job of pulling through. Truly, that dumb luck of yours is awe-inspiring.
I can't believe we had to kill Ingrid.
She was a most formidable commander, Dorothea. We had no choice if we hoped to claim victory.
I know that. You think I don't know that?
I know.
Now, we
It's
need
sad.
to discuss our next move. I'm sending the main body of our army back to Enbar. They'll remain in the capital until they recuperate from this latest string of battles, and until we've had time to retool our strategy.
We hold Aryan Road and the Western Church in the west, the Great Bridge of Myrden to the east, and Garreg Mach between them. We'll treat all three as key positions and endeavor to hold our lines there. After we regroup, we'll determine a proper time to resume our advance.
It vexes me to say this, but I have been short-sighted. We are nowhere near achieving our goals in the Alliance or the Kingdom. My command has been riddled with errors, and for that, I apologize.
Oh? And where exactly is all of this coming from? You
Yeah, it's
usually
very
exude
sad.
confidence. From where I stand, we have come a great distance with minimal casualties. If time has been lost, we should be easily able to make up for it.
I'm personally happy I had the chance to see Her Majesty's vulnerable side, even if just this once.
This is not the time.
Reassuring her with predictable responses, are we? Well, sorry. For once, I'm not sleepy at all.
Nice try. That response still registers way up there on the Lin scale.
I will be using the extra time to make improvements, so I can offer more usefulness in future battles.
I'm lucky to be surrounded by such consistent friends.
How about me? Do I count as consistent?
I can always count on you to be you. And you may take that any way you like.
So we're finally going back to the capital. Feels like it's been ages. Couldn't come at a better time either. My bones could use the rest after all the battles we've been through.
I wholeheartedly agree. The respite will help us prepare to face the Ashen Demon.
Yeah, about that. I've been giving it some thought, and I don't think we need to obsess over that anymore.
But what about Captain Burling and your old allies? The ones who were brutally slaughtered, remember? You said avenging them was your dream. And think about how much hardship the Ashen Demon has put you through since you joined the Empire.
Don't get me wrong, I'd still love to prove I'm the better fighter. But imagine if we got someone like that on our side. We'd be unstoppable. It's time for me to put my wants aside and put an end to this war. For my friends. Unless you think that's a mistake. The Ashen Demon's mercenaries have fought for both the Kingdom and the Alliance. They don't have a cause, and they don't care who comes out on top in the end. It's all about who can toss them the most coin. And now that the dust has settled a bit, we've got a chance to lure them over ourselves.
And here I thought you were intelligent. Think about it. Their allegiances have changed, yes, but no matter their client, they've always been fighting the Empire. Why would they join us now? For that matter, what makes you think our soldiers would want to fight alongside a person who's murdered hundreds of their comrades?
As if nobody's ever flipped sides before. Come on.
Yes, but unlike the Ashen Demon, they're not single-handedly responsible for so much killing.
Hey, Arlo.
Yes?
Why is it so important to you that the demon dies?
Because I care about you, of course. I mean, I think that's the reason.
No.
Arvel.
I think he wants Sotha's dead.
I suppose it just feels like our destiny. Like it's something we're meant to do.
Yeah. Because she's right. She's absolutely right. About... Actually, because I fucked that battle up, I'm gonna save this over here and see if I can save Ro in a different one.
Scarlet Blaze. Unrest in Enbar. Despite successfully defending Aryan Road, Edelgard concludes it is no longer possible for her to hold the eastern and western lines at the same time, and pauses to explore solutions. Almost as if trading places, she sends Count Berglis to the Kingdom front and returns her own forces to the imperial capital of Enbar.
Okay, I get that this little chat needs to be a secret, but if we get any deeper into the woods, someone's gonna be looking for our corpses.
One can never be too safe. We do not know where our enemy lurks these days.
Lysithia's here too? What's she got to do with this?
Lysithia has had contact in the past with those who slither in the dark. I asked her to come along so she might
But
be privy
Lysithia
to
has a
all of
chance
the
of not being here at all.
I'm just listening.
Oh,
Pretend I'm
goodbye.
not even here. And besides, they're my enemy too.
Right.
Now, as you know, our enemy has gone into hiding. But considering what they are capable of, we cannot relax our guard, particularly at the capital. The streets of Enbar practically teemed with them at one time. So we cannot rule out the possibility they will attempt some mischief when Her Majesty and the rest of us return.
That's true. They're devious, both everywhere and nowhere at once. We have to be careful.
Oh, I will sympathize with Hubert every day.
They're a real headache, all right. So, how can I help?
I called you here because I have a request and a warning. I believe that if those who slither in the dark do try something, they will attempt to approach you.
Me?
Yes, you.
Your powers may come from the same place as theirs, right?
It stands to reason they might try to recruit you.
Sure, but they'd be wasting their time. There's no way I'm gonna help those monsters.
And what if they appear as your long-lost brother? Same hair, same eyes, a voice full of kindness.
Or, what if one of them calls out, "I finally found you, my child"?
Maybe they are your family, maybe they are not. Could you really drive a sword through their heart with that knowledge yet uncertain? Forgive me. That was cruel. I am merely voicing one possibility among many. Still, Now you will know to expect it. It behooves you to remember how harsh reality can actually be.
Is it just the one? Oh. We are moving along quicker than expected. I suppose one's hometown will always hold a significant place. Hold on, I've already fucked up. I suppose one hometown will always hold a significant place in their heart. There's a wide range of emotions coursing through you right now, from an unbridled sense of freedom to a feeling of relief. But I cannot quite wrap my head around why, as I have no hometown myself, at least not as far as I can remember. Fletch and I have been allowed to return to the Imperial capital and see our family for the first time in some while. Plus, we succeeded in protecting Aryan Road, so we can go back with our heads held high. Exactly so. You've helped me so many times, Shez, and I thank you for it. Yeah, you were amazing. I hope we can work together again someday. I'll keep my fingers crossed. God, this feels like such a calm before the storm. Welcome aboard, Mercedes.
Oh.
Is it really alright that I came to Embar? I'm certainly glad to be alongside him, but no, it's nothing. I chose to walk away from everyone, and now I have no other options.
It's all hopeless.
Returning to the capital means returning to the Imperial Palace, yes. I wonder if there is truly a place for me there. It will surely mean suffering at the hands of the daughters of nobles my family once mingled with. Well, since the nobility seems to hold little love for you, perhaps you will act as my shield?
So here's my pitch.
Enbar's been around a lot longer than Garrick Mach. Of course, the Imperial Palace and sprawling city didn't exist in the old days, but now the town's house is one of the largest markets in Fodlan. Every merchant dreams of making it big there.
Hello there. Is that the one? Is that the one? Come back soon.
Returning now? How tedious. Had we kept fighting, I may have enjoyed myself.
What do you think?
You want to head back to the front? I'm sure Edelgard would send you if you asked. No, I was ordered to return with her and must obey.
Got a sec?
It's been quite a while since I felt this kind of atmosphere. Is this what soldiers mean when they speak of the calm after the battle? We had some sad farewells and a lot of pain. But I suppose we should try to be happy that we're alive and able to return safely home. The Middle Frank Opera Company has been tasked with providing performances as a way to thank the Imperial Army for its services.
I wonder...
As a formerly featured songstress, perhaps I could do more to show my own appreciation for all of your efforts. Now you're talking, but what do you mean by that exactly? Come by the infirmary later and I'll sing you a song that soothes both spirits and nerves.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Dum-de-dum. Oh, it's so exciting to be heading back to the capital after so long, and since my father's at Garrick Mach, I don't have to see him. Maybe I can actually relax.
That reminds
reminds
You know,
me.
I've heard plenty of things about your old man, but not a word about your mom. Really? Well, my mother is a civil official who still works in the Imperial capital. She has a ton of useful skills, and people say she's an intelligent, accomplished lady. Not like me at all.
Do you have
Apparently the city holds the oldest chapel in all of Fodlan. Our voices might more directly reach the goddess were we to pray there. Hearing Her Majesty say what she did only makes me feel all the more inadequate. But I will never, ever let such a thing happen again. You agree with me on that, yes? Oh, I hear you. There's nothing more frustrating than leaving a job unfinished. You know, I think we might be talking about different things here.
My instruction comes at a high price.
Yes, this makes sense. Yes, this makes sense. I think I've learned something new.
Don't neglect your daily studies.
There's something about that sound that I think comes from The Sims. When you, like, buy stuff. Oh, Ash. I'm glad Leonardo made it out safely, but we killed Ingrid. You killed Ingrid. I can't ever go back, can I? There's no place left for me in Vargas. Whatever part of me that was a knight is dead. I'm really ruining this kid's life by bringing him along. As so long as your face remains unbothered, I trust that nothing of note has come to pass. However, common sense simply does not apply to those people. We cannot ever know how or when they might make an appearance. Please don't let your guard down, even in Enbar. Also, this may be overly cautious of me, but be wary of Hubert. I don't think the man entirely trusts you. That's gonna make me sad if that's true. I'm surprised Edelgard would choose to return.
Excellent.
I thought her the type to continue to fight at any cost, but I'm quite glad to be proven wrong.
Let's
Yep,
see.
it's always good for a leader to be flexible. Personally, I love it if she abandoned this war altogether, but that seems like a long shot.
Speaking of...
The imperial capital of Enbar has existed since before the establishment of the Adrestian Empire. It is where Saint Seros first appeared to the world. You've been there before, yes? Were you able to appreciate the city's rich and storied history in all its glory?
Right on.
I've been there, but hearing you talk about the sites has me excited. Maybe you'd be willing to give me a little tour?
actuality-
Actually, this will be my first time there, although I have been to the royal capital. By maxed out learning.
Alright!
Oh yeah, triumphant return! Or maybe it's not quite triumphant enough for me to say that. Anyway, we're headed back, but my father has entered Aryan Road and is keeping an eye on the Kingdom Army. Apparently Duke Girth, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, was sent to Mirrodin in his place. He fights pretty well, right? Like, well enough that maybe he'll be able to hold it? I haven't seen Ferdinand.
Excuse me. What do you think?
We are returning to the capital soon, yes? Am I having time to go back to Bridget? It would give me happiness to visit home after a time of such longness.
Let's see.
Brigid's your homeland, right? Place beyond the sea? Guess you'd have to sail out there. Yes, I would be riding with a trade ship, as I am lacking a vessel of my own. Although someday, I am hoping to travel back and forth as I please.
Do you have a moment?
Though the war has calmed for a time, that does not mean we no longer have things to do. We must reorganize our army, as well as change our relations with the other regions. I will need to lean on your strength more than ever in such times.
Right on.
Leave it to me, boss. So long as it's business fit for a merc, I'll get it done. You're capable of handling a great number of things, not merely mercenary matters. Oh, hello.
Frankly,
Though it's rather lacking in reliability, I've heard whispers that an attempt on Her Majesty's life is currently on the works. Just in case, I brought along soldiers to meet her, though I admit my worry may be unfounded.
Are you sure?
Hey, better safe than sorry, especially when we're not even inside the city yet. After all, the best time to attack is just before the enemy thinks they're home free. That's when their guard is always at its lowest.
Expected.
Wise words. I'm actually rather shocked. He does. He looks like he got a little bit of a zap. Oh, these two are talking. What are you two talking about? I want in. I have my regrets about this campaign, but at the same time, I believe I've done all that I could. I have seen a path which will lead to the Empire ruling Fodlan and opening the way to a better future. Do you think so? We were forced into a stalemate with the Alliance. The fight with the Kingdom is at a standstill, and the Central Church is still alive and well. Many challenges still lie ahead on our path to victory.
Let's see.
I think Hubert's right. When I think of all we have left to do, it's really hard to feel optimistic. I respectfully disagree. We know the problems that lie before us now. We simply have to conquer them. Spoken like a true optimist, though I suppose I should expect nothing less from you.
My instruction comes at a high.
Oh, you're not who I wanted.
Your daily studies.
Get the hell out of here.
Time to work you into shape.
So we definitely can't do master classes yet. So I maxed that. I guess I'll assassin up for a while.
Well, this'll take some getting used to.
Edelgard's still on a wyvern, because that's all that she can do. Hubert is still warlocking. I've made you an armored knight. You are warlocking, aren't you? Yes. You are punching. You are being a fighter. Dorothea is a warlock. Petra is an assassin. Warlock. Yeah, you're stuck doing this. Bishop. Paladin. Warlock. Bishop. Warlock. Warlock. You're currently doing that. I'm gonna put you on a wyvern eventually too. Oh no, we need to actually move you. Here, be a warrior for a little while.
What a strain.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do with you. Everyone else seems to be good. Except Ash. But I really would like to keep one of my bows a bow, so. Train. Hi, Sophia. That's probably fine. Swords. Actually, this makes more sense. Mages, okay. It seems like we don't actually have time to go do anything. The assassin training is really funny.
Got some work to do.
Yeah, I wanted to.
I'll surely put this to good use.
This is quite fascinating.
Not that there's any point in me getting stronger.
I need more strength than this.
A new power is now being mine.
Yep. I want to keep an eye. And I want to do it all at once in case somebody maxes out, like Petra just did. Alright, time to put you back on a horse.
A new challenge that will be overcome.
Anyway, it's not ideal for you, but it's what we're gonna do. Petra on a horse.
We must work together and improve.
Training with a friend is so much fun.
It's a brain master.
Only thorns left on this rose. Not that there's any point in me getting stronger.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Bernie. What if we put Bernie also on a whole, like a dragon? Do you think that would be fun? I think that would be fun. I think she deserves it.
I just want to go home.
Get on the dragon, Bernie. That means Edelgard and Bernie training makes much more sense. Boom. I'll put you two together. Excellent.
It felt like we connected there.
I need more strength than this.
This is suitable.
Already mastered that.
Time to work you into shape.
Actually works out.
Gaze upon my splendid finery.
I grow weary of this.
Who knew? I had this. I work to.
That should have gone far better with me here.
One step at a time.
There must be more to this.
I must make the most of this ability.
I think I've learned something new.
Yeah, but how are you only learning Reason B? What the fuck?
Training can be the difference. Can't wait
Anyway.
to see how you do.
I need 3 meals and do 3 chores.
Care to make yourself useful?
Very curious about this support.
Counting on you both.
I will finish it summarily.
Very well. I will join you.
Nice.
We all must do our fair
That
share.
is exactly what I wanted.
Care to make yourself useful?
Counting on you both.
Oh yeah, we've got this.
I will see it done speedily. We all must do our fair share. Care to make yourself useful?
Counting on you both.
Leave it to me.
Bear witness to my true power.
We all must do our fair share.
Hunger is the true enemy.
Lots of meals to make.
Hey, this is great. I bet anyone would love this stuff.
Oh, this is the best! Let's eat!
Oh, this looks great.
It does look really good. There was like, Casper had some kind of soup that just looked absolutely incredible.
Hunger is the true enemy.
Nice.
Hey, this is great.
Yeah, it's the soup right here. It looks so
This
good.
surprise pleases me. How did you know I would have enjoyment of this?
I see someone has been digging into my culinary preferences.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
Is there anything else that I can do that I haven't like? Ooh, there we go. Lysithea and Ferdinand also have supports, which I think is crazy.
Yeah,
I can tell you were trying to make something that would appeal to a child. But I suppose that's okay once in a while.
No. Did you really? Oh, you did. This is my absolute favorite. Thank you.
Come back whenever you're hungry.
Alright, I've done all I can do. Let's look at the supports and we'll move along. It looks like we just have the one thing to do. Edelgard is locked, Hubert is locked.
Wow, that was amazing. You really know your way around a sword.
Oh, hey, Caspar. You were looking pretty good yourself. Wait, haven't we had this conversation before?
I don't know. Must be because you're always sweeping the floor out there. Looks like I've still got my work cut out if I ever want to catch up to you.
I show a lot of humility.
Hey, come on. I'd never be able to do what I do if I didn't see how hard you were pushing.
Yeah, again with the sore winner stuff. Talk down to me all you want, I'm still gonna beat you. Anyway, let's get back to training. I'm gonna really knock your socks off this time.
Bring it on! Actually, hold on a sec.
Come on, what's the big idea? Trying to throw me off my game?
That's not it. I was just thinking, we've been training together a lot lately. But if we're doing all the same drills at all the same intensity, then aren't we just gonna get stronger at the same rate? Nobody's closing any gaps, that's for sure.
Oh, you do have a point. Yeah, definitely have a point. But you know what? I don't care.
You don't?
Nope. I mean, I don't want to run off and do some cool secret training without you. Sounds boring if you ask me. Or sorta cheating? I want to face you head on. Same drills or not, I'm gonna blow past you no problem. Well, you fired up now?
Fired up? Friend, I'm the flames. And trust me, you're about to get burned.
Only one way to find out, and I'm putting my bet down on old Caspar.
It's incredible just how focused you are, Caspar. I'm honestly kind of impressed. There aren't many people like you joining up with mercenary groups, I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah? I'd have no idea myself. But hey, let's both give this our best shot. The tougher we get, the quicker we can end this war once and for all.
And at the end of the day, that's the goal here. Let's never lose sight of that.
Petra is locked as well.
Bernadetta, what's wrong? Is there a rat in the base?
Wait, a rat? Nobody told me about a rat! Oh no, oh no, oh no! It's gonna nibble on all my snacks!
Sorry, I think I kind of threw you off track there. What's horrible exactly?
Well, you see, there was this lady in the camp earlier who didn't look scary at all and even seemed kinda nice.
Shyness and fear of strangers got you down, huh? Let's see if I have something that can help.
Thanks.
I think I've got just the herb. It's gonna put you out a good few gold coins, but this baby will do wonders for relieving stress. And then... I've got something a little more, shall we say, tasteful. Real under-the-table kind of stuff. It's a pot that makes people like you. I would probably recommend against it, but the thing's on sale if you really want it. You okay there?
I just remembered something. Oh, how could you forget, Bernie? There are lots of scary people out there who pretend to look nice just so they can prey on you. And you must be one of them!
Well, that was weird. I'm not that scary, am I?
And that's how it all happened. I would have been dragged off and murdered if it wasn't for you!
But wasn't that just Anna? She's here all the time selling her wares. I mean, not all of it's the most reputable stuff, but I don't think she's trying to cheat anyone. And she's definitely not a murderer. This is all my fault. I should go apologize to her later.
Huh? She's not evil?
Not that I know of. I'm also pretty sure it's not the first time you've met her.
I don't know. I'm bad with faces.
You're pretty judgmental, you know that?
Huh?
What do we do? What do we do?
What do we do about Bernie and Dean?
There's this merc I've got in my crew. A real terrifying looking hunk of muscle. Sweetest little teddy bear on the inside, though. If anyone's gonna help you overcome this, it's him.
Okay, I accept this challenge. You've got this, Bernie.
I was wondering who it was. What fortuitous timing.
Did you need me for something?
Nothing in particular. I was simply thinking of having a little chat with you. Please, do relax.
Get right on it.
But I already am relaxed.
I've heard your background is quite the mystery, and what's more, that you possess some sort of unknown power. It's certainly a bold decision for Her Majesty to put someone like that in charge of frontline forces.
I don't know if there's anything bold about it.
Oh? It seems you do not understand your unique position then. Typically, wars among regions are fought between nobles and the knights in their servitude. But you are no knight, merely a mercenary who commands soldiers in fealty to nobody at all.
Maybe so, but all my orders come straight from the Emperor herself. What's the problem?
There is no problem, per se. You excel at what you do and fight with true valor. However, protecting one's people during wartime has always been the nobility's responsibility, and theirs alone. Some nobles may feel insulted that they have to rely on a simple mercenary of unknown origin.
Seriously? But nobles are usually the ones hiring mercenaries in the first place.
On the other hand, it is true that Her Majesty has actively appointed commanders of common birth of late. This strategy has proven effective in shoring up our ever-dwindling resources. And, of course, the nobles have no choice but to obey Her Majesty. Which means there should be no particular reason for anyone to resent you.
Didn't you just say they might feel insulted? If nobody's getting all hot under the armor about it, then there's no problem, right?
That said, this does not change the fact that a noble's obligation is to protect the common folk. Though your exact origins remain unclear, you undoubtedly fall into the commoner category as it stands. Therefore, you are entitled to all the protection a noble is compelled to provide. Simply say the word if you ever require my assistance.
Not gonna happen.
Pass. I might be a commoner, but I'm a mercenary before anything else. Fighting is what I live for. You know, at first I thought you were just coming to complain, but you were actually trying to be nice.
Me? Nice? To you? Oh my, you are funny. Allow me to explain. I am the heir to House Gloucester, a noble among nobles. My offer of aid was not an act of kindness. It was a means to inform you of your place in this society. You would do well to remember the order of things here in Fodlan.
So you just came to tell me how I'm disrupting the order? You are complaining.
Most certainly not. Do you really think me that small-minded? I've acknowledged your skills, and all I ask in return is that you act according to your station. Understand?
Not really, no. I mean, we're at war, and you're seriously telling me I need to worry about how nobles and commoners are supposed to act? In any case, my job as a mercenary is to fight. Simple as that. You're wasting your time if you're gonna get all bent out of shape about me.
I am not getting... Never mind. We shall continue this at a later date.
I like that.
There. Are you doing some research?
Yeah, I was just looking through records of past battles. Figure I'll probably run into some similar situations.
That's admirable of you. I thought that someone with a mercenary background would be a little more reckless with their fighting. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That sounded a bit rude, didn't it?
No, you're right. My fighting style was pretty loose when I was a mercenary. Actually, I can't say it's really changed that much. But I've got more responsibility now, so I've had to adjust some. Any mistakes I make would only cause problems for everyone else, right?
Huh. You're much more studious than I thought. I can see why Edelgard trusts you so much.
You really think I'm held in such high regard?
That's what I've heard, at least. It's very impressive, especially since you're so young.
Thanks, Lysithia. And the same goes for you, too. For a kid, you're amazing at what you do.
Excuse me? Who is a kid?
Huh? Well, you are.
I must ask that you refrain from treating me like a child.
I wasn't trying to...
You said, and I quote, for a kid. I'm aware that people often treat me like a child, but to think you'd call me one directly to my face.
This is why they do that,
I work harder
Lysithia.
and contribute more to this army than anyone else here. It is truly vexing that something as inconsequential as my age can dictate how people treat me.
I'm sorry. I had no idea you hated being treated like a kid that much.
This is not a matter of like or dislike. My belief is that those who fight alongside each other should treat one another as equals.
Well, yeah. I thought I was complimenting you as an equal, obviously.
Then there is no need for any qualifying language. You should compliment me as you would anyone else.
Hold on, didn't you tell me I was impressive for being so young? Doesn't that mean you assessed me based on my age, too?
Me saying you're impressive in spite of your age is completely different than you saying I'm pretty good for a weak little baby.
That's not what happened.
Pretty sure I didn't phrase it like that.
But it's what you meant. Oh, I should have never complimented you.
You know, an adult wouldn't get all stubborn and combative like this.
I am not being combative. I'm simply having a normal conversation with you. Is that a problem?
What about this is normal to you?
Wait, what?
Bernadetta, is that a letter from your mother?
Huh? Oh, Lady Edelgard. Yes, she wrote me from the capital. Wait, how did you know that? Are you screening my mail? Spying on my correspondence?
Bernadetta, is there anyone else who would write you?
Of course there is. There's, that guy? Wait, I don't have any friends. I don't even have any family. I don't have anybody. Poor Bernie's all alone in this cold, cruel world.
Easy, Bernadetta. You have plenty of friends. They simply don't need to write to you because you're fighting in the same army.
Wait, really? Well, that's a relief.
Also, how can you claim to have no family when your mother writes you regularly? That's certainly more than I can say.
Oh, right. I forgot about your, parent situation. Guess I shouldn't be complaining, huh?
It's fine. Just be thankful that your mother is in good health. And make sure to write back so she doesn't worry.
I always do. Pages and pages.
That reminds me, have you heard from your father? I'm sure he had much adjusting to do after I installed him in Garrick Mach as the head of the Southern Church.
Nothing from him, but my mother keeps me up to date in her letters. She has his attendance and her regular reports. The last update was something like, "Your father is so scared of the Central Church's assassins, he's locked himself away up in the third-story reception hall. They have to drag him out kicking and screaming whenever it's time to deal with clerical affairs."
I'm certain I heard a similar tale when another noble first relocated to Garrignock.
Really? Huh. Oh, but the locking himself in his room part sure sounds a lot like me, doesn't it?
Yes, although you've come a long way from the reclusive, shy girl you used to be. Back at the Officers' Academy, you used to take your shunning of people to something of an extreme.
Do you really think I'm that different now? It's hard for me to tell. Maybe knowing that my father has started hiding from the world helps, though. Now I don't have to stay inside to avoid seeing him, you know?
One might say your curse has been lifted, just like mine.
Wait, hang on. What's your curse?
Nothing. Please ignore what I said.
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on! You can't leave me in suspense like this!
This should be interesting. I hope it's good.
I wonder when I'll be able to return to Enbar.
Right now.
Greetings, Dorothea. I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, you're fine. I was just having myself a little think. So, what do you need?
I come with a matter involving the opera company of which you were once a member.
What's wrong? What happened?
Nothing drastic, I assure you. A letter addressed to you arrived, and finding myself with a moment to spare, I decided to deliver it personally. And as I was also hoping to speak with you about the company, the trip serves a dual purpose.
Okay, don't scare me like that, Hubert. I figured something awful had happened since you were coming here in person.
My apologies. Let your heart be at ease. Now then, I wish to discuss the matter of your return to the opera company.
I'm pretty sure I said I wasn't going back.
That is not what I refer to. Well, it is and it isn't. You have no love of violence, and in fact care little enough for it that the mere sight of someone in pain nearly rends your poor heart in two.
Oh, Hubert, this is not gonna go well.
I am aware that you received numerous invitations to return to the company. Despite that, you continue to remain here on the front lines of the war. I find this choice curious.
Okay, that's a fair point. I honestly have given some thought about returning to the company. Touring across the land with them and using music to heal weary hearts sounds wonderful. And if I did make that choice, it would be a different way to help Edelgard and everyone else. You agree, right?
Indeed. I should think it terribly useful work.
But even so, I can't abandon the actual fight when all of you are still here. The thought of being safe and sound while my friends risk their lives isn't something I'm comfortable with. Does that make sense?
It does. And I even share your feelings to a degree. However, we could always summon your opera company to the front so that you could use your diva talents to motivate our troops. Surely you have considered this possibility?
You really see through everything, Hubie. It's vexing. But fine, there's another reason. I want to support Adi as a commoner. If I were here in the position of an opera diva, I wouldn't be treated like one anymore. I want to be here fighting as a representative of the peasant class. However selfish it might be,
I feel this is the best way to help Adie as she tries to erase the gap between nobles and commoners.
Well, this is a surprise. You choose the path of hardship for the sake of your emperor. Truly, I have undersold your resolve.
Oh, but there is one more reason.
Still more?
There are quite a few young nobles here. Dependable ones with quality futures ahead of them. And they're a lot more attractive than the doormats who flutter about us divas in the capital.
Yes, that does seem important. You are stronger than I gave you credit for, Dorothea. And you have earned my respect this day.
I think that's it. I think we are. Nope. Mercedes and Lysithea?
Where am I? Good to see you up and about, Lysithea. How are you feeling? Mercedes? Why are you... What am I doing here? You don't remember? You collapsed during training, so I carried you here. Professor Manuela said you were sleep deprived. You were out for almost half the day, I think.
I slept for that long? No! I have to catch up on everything I missed!
I understand your impatience, but you're still quite pale. Why not stay here and rest a while longer?
Thanks for the concern, but I've rested enough.
That's a shame. I suppose I'll just have to throw out these cookies I baked for you.
Cookies?
Yes. I thought we might share them when you woke up.
Well, I suppose since you worked so hard on them... Wait. Are you taking advantage of my love of sugar?
I only wanted to enjoy some tea and your company. There, see? I was thinking of rainbows when I baked them.
So colorful. How did you get them to look like this?
Oh, just a few special ingredients. It wasn't so difficult.
Now I'm even more curious.
Please try one. I'm certain you'll like it.
Okay, here I go. It's like snow. It just melts in my mouth and leaves the most wonderful aftertaste. This is honestly one of the most amazing things I've ever tasted in my life.
I'm glad you like them. Oh, and there are plenty more, so don't be shy.
Sure, but more importantly... Actually, wait. I need to eat another one first. Okay, you have to teach me how to make these.
Of course. But let's just enjoy the ones we have here first, yes?
No! You have to teach me right now! I have to know!
Oh, I think the tea is ready. Please excuse me for a second.
No! Stop! Don't you dare leave! Can't believe I got so worked up just now. But I really need to know how to make these.
Okay. Now we are good. Everybody's done their stuff. We used our points. I think... I don't have a lot of money, so I'm just gonna hang on to it. Alright, I think we should just go. We should just do it.
Which battlefield are you headed to?
It's just this one. Right? I'm not like... Yeah, I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I'm curious what this is gonna be. I'm saving. This was before the battle. Okay.
I'm glad we have returned to Enbar. It's far warmer than the kingdom, for one. How are you doing, Your Majesty? I hope you've been getting some rest at least. It seems you never stop working unless someone physically pulls you away from it.
I've been getting more rest than Hubert, at least.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're here in the gardens, chatting, are we not?
Fair enough. And so I'm clear, even a sliver of your time is a blessing beyond all measure. Though I suggest you find a better point of comparison than Hubert for how hard you work.
This is the part where you nobles all crowd around a table slurping on tea, right? Seems like a good enough way to unwind a bit.
Tea? I wouldn't mind were it just myself and Her Majesty, but...
Jesus, Monica.
Hmm? What's happening in the throne room?
Hubert, what's wrong?
Intruders in the palace, Your Majesty. They entered through one of the secret passages, and are even now attempting to hunt you down. I sent soldiers to intercept them, but we should be prepared for anything.
Do you think it's those who slither in the dark?
I know not. But they could not have breached that passage without assistance from the inside. Though there are only a few who know of that passage, and would be capable of acting as a guide. Your Majesty, might you kindly step this way?
Hubert, do you really think she would do that?
Oh, Shamir.
You're not getting away!
This shall be your grave, intruder!
Oh.
You simpleton! Were you trying to annihilate me as well? Thanks to you, the assassin made their escape!
As though one of your paltry skill would have caught such elusive prey in the first place. What matters now is that we give pursuit. All trespassers must be felled without mercy.
I don't know what to make of that. Hubert would never miss. I'm trying to like take it in. He just wouldn't miss like that. Persuade Shamir. Oh. And then we only get one. I think we'll be fine protecting Edelgard. Hubert is not one to let his emotions get the better of him like that. And I don't think he would just let something like that happen. I don't know. There's so much to think about.
I'm ready to be battling. Another day, another stage to conquer.
Oh, Hubert is not available. Okay, that makes sense. They're together in this. Oh, please. There's a really bad theory that has been going around forever. And it's that Hubert is one of those who slither in the dark. And I hate that theory because the relationship that he and Edelgard have are so good on its own. Like, it's my favorite kind of relationship. And I really don't want them to fuck it up with. Oh, but he was a traitor all along. That's my least favorite trope. I'm so nervous. Lots of spears with their ability. Not so much with... Hubert doesn't need that. It's currently helping me. You're also good. I know you're pretty good. I just had some of you here already. Oh, you're already a magic user. Is Leonhard coming? I think so. Oh. Let's swap that out. Oh boy. Can you get a better thing than this? Why do you have that for me? Oh boy, okay. Actually, yeah, Yuritsa, why aren't you wearing your... Oh, I think I accidentally gave it to you. Right, there you go. Yeah, that's yours. Okay.
That was Shamir, which means the attackers.
They must be the Knights of Ceros's assassins. We must protect Her Majesty with everything we have.
We're the defenders, so we have got to...
Now it is my turn. There is nothing I cannot...
I will gladly handle this. Orders received.
Oh, if I must. Leave this to me.
Not a problem. Move out. Not a problem. I'm here to help.
Leave this one to me. That's my cue.
Begin. The Sky Spirit...
Starting the mission.
Here goes.
Stop the enemy incursion. Seal off those entry points before reinforcements arrive.
Lady Edelgard, I must ask that you remain in the throne room where it will be easier to defend you and predict enemy movements. And as your protection will require my full attention, I will remain here at your side.
Though I am reluctant to do this, I can see no other choice.
Commencing attack. Follow me.
I'm all right.
but at what cost?
Peace, good intruder. I assure you, I'm no fighter.
Says the wolf in sheep's clothes. But sure, whatever. Where's the Emperor?
Where you left her, really?
Good. Just a little more and we'll retake this section of the palace.
How are things going?
Begin. The Sky Spirit watches over me.
Now it is my turn.
Oh, Hubert, why did you leave Edelgard?
There is nothing I cannot do.
Oh, if I must. Leave this to me.
So, what should I be doing again?
Fuck, I don't know, man. I have Shez deal with that.
Sure, let's try it.
Leave this one to me.
Please deal with
That's
that.
my cue.
Starting the mission. Is that an order?
I will gladly handle this. Orders received.
Hey, swap.
None shall
Take a breather.
Now, let us bring it down.
Though I am reluctant to do this, I can see no other choice.
You're not my target, which means you're wasting my time.
A fine hit!
I've got you now.
Okay. That's going fine. I gotta take care of Shamir.
Advanced start. Is that an order?
This is being dealt with.
So, what should I be doing again?
Good question, Caspar. Help me deal with this.
So, what should I be doing again?
Actually, deal with this.
Sure.
Here goes. Anything for Lady Edelgard. We'll hold up nice and safe until they came barging in. Take on anyone. I can do this. Apologies.
I can't waste
Did
another
I
minute.
need... I never got the prompt. Okay, it'll happen later.
Slippery
Okay.
creature. Let's stay on guard.
Over here! Here! More intruders!
Hmm,
Leave this one to me. That's my cue.
I will gladly handle this.
Orders received.
Starting the mission. Is that an order?
This way? So, sure, let's try.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Now it is my turn. There is nothing I cannot do.
Oh, if I must.
Hubert, would you like
Leave
to
this
come
to
and help me
me.
defend Lady Edelgard? Or...
Begin. The Sky Spirit.
Their teams with
I'm
enemies.
swapping in.
Crush them all!
Is there even one room I can be alone?
Commencing attack. Follow me.
Let us bring this stronghold down efficiently.
Now, let us bring it down.
Though I am reluctant to do this, I can see no other choice.
The enemy is trying to seize the fire orbs. Betraying now. War feeds my body and mind.
If they succeed, they'll be able to target Her Majesty. We can't let that happen.
I'll claim the Emperor's head myself!
He poses a nasty threat. Dispatch her at once.
Here goes!
I will gladly handle this. Orders received.
Leave this one to me. That's my cue.
So, sure, let's try it.
Not a problem. I've got this.
These aren't assassins. They're an army.
Let us bring this stronghold down efficiently.
Not a problem. I've got...
That was too close. We best stay on our guard, Your Majesty.
I'd rather be attacking than defending, but I still find this whole affair to be very annoying.
Stand down!
Not good. We're sitting ducks now. Here goes.
Stand down! I am having energy. Betraying now! Everyone to me! I will walk you to the Emperor's hiding place!
Well, that can't be good. He's going to use magic to send in attackers.
us with the true problem at hand.
You like that?
You will not escape our clutches this time.
They're really keeping the heat on. All right, time for another approach.
Enough of this. It seems clear the enemy won't come out of hiding until I do.
That may be true, Your Majesty, but is it wise to place yourself in such peril?
Stay calm.
What did I fail to do? There's so much happening.
Not a problem.
Oh, she's fighting this all by herself.
Now it is my turn. There is nothing I cannot...
Oh, leave this to me.
So, what should I be doing again? Sure, let's try it.
Oh, I have too many dudes that have just been doing fucking nothing.
Warp magic. And now I find myself surrounded.
Oh, they
We have to help
captured
Her
her.
Majesty. Even she can't hold out against such numbers.
So that's what I failed to tell them. I was intending to get there. Oh, Hubert.
The sky.
Assuming Edelburn's going to be fine.
I am having energy.
Her little
Betraying now.
thing ran out. That's fine.
Caught one. Do it.
It's a trap.
Hubert, why are you running into all this shit? Why are you being so unbelievably incompetent?
Leave this one to me.
Oh, I can't get in there. It's just me. Me and Hubies.
do for now.
This sky was meant to be secure. With double the surviving any final words?
That's not good.
It's brave of you to try and lure us out, but such courage will cost you your life.
Thunder, Catherine. It seems Rhea is not playing around.
Your guard's in trouble.
Starting the mission.
But they still can't get in. So I'm gonna have everybody.
The skies.
No mercy to the Archbishop's enemies!
Betraying now.
Unfortunately, I'm doing this. Petra.
Greatness demands it!
Wow, you get to fight thunder, Catherine? Guess I'll actually have to try this time.
If so. Seeing this sword doesn't frighten you, then perhaps you need to feel it.
We're taking a beating, Catherine. But don't worry, I've got your back. Hate me all you want.
Ooh. How in the world do you convince Shamir?
It is strange.
You'll never know what.
I heard you quit the Knights of Ceres yesterday.
Well, someone's done their research. But yeah, I'm just another mercenary now.
Then let me make you an offer. Come work for us, and we will spare Catherine's life.
Don't listen to him, Shamir!
Ooh, I want to see this betrayal. I want to see this big betrayal live.
Hate me all you want.
Do you know who I am? You should be ashamed.
Run, Catherine. I'm staying.
Don't make me drag you out of here, Shamir.
Go before I kill you myself.
Damn it.
Good. We have a contract.
Hubert, this is a bad fucking idea.
The threat has been quelled, but we allowed them far too much leeway. The situation calls for careful reflection.
Still, you saved my life, which means my path for the future remains intact. Thank you.
You kill them both here then? I have so many questions.
Hubert, did you hear? My father has...
Vanished. Yes. We should have killed the dastard when we had the chance.
All I can say is that I wished my father to be tried fairly, as is his noble right. But now, it is clear that will never happen.
I could excoriate you further, but we lack the time. We must get to the bottom of this, and quickly. The Knights of Ceros descended on us with the fury I have rarely seen. In all that confusion, even a bear could have slipped away without raising an alarm.
I would not go so far as to call them conspirators, but my father had many old friends in the palace. Some may have turned a blind eye. They should be found and questioned.
I agree. That is one possibility. Though there is another. Yes, well, Now that we have a fugitive on our hands, I intend to make full use of it. This situation affords us a chance to remedy another.
If that is the beginning of a scheme, Hubert, you do a terribly poor job of veiling it.
It is no concern of yours. Not yet, at any rate.
Right. Lovely. Well, so long as whatever you're planning has Edelgard's blessing and will be of aid to the Empire, I will brook no complaint.
It doesn't have Edelgard's
All will
blessing.
be revealed in time.
Hubert's scheming always makes me nervous.
I'm getting better, but at what cost?
I'm so stressed.
I'll use this strength to perform mighty deeds.
Well, would you look at that?
Battle does have its benefits.
Witness Brigid Pride. War feeds my body and mind. I work to grow.
A useful skill.
I don't know about this one, Chief.
I'm told the secret passage they used was sealed off centuries ago.
Yes. The palace floor plans failed to even show it. I'm shocked the church knew of its existence.
In the age of Seros, the Empire and Church were intimately related. It's safe to assume the Central Church took pains to retain its information from the time.
I shudder to think what other inconvenient secrets they might be privy to.
Yes, well, based on the scale of the attack, they must have seen this as their first and only chance. Ah, there you are.
They said you wanted to talk?
Yes. I believe I owe you an apology.
Oh, yeah? What for?
To be blunt, I thought you were with the enemy. I had you pegged for an informant, planted among us by those who slither in the dark. It was not an unreasonable assumption. You enter Her Majesty's life at the perfect time, allure her with your strength, and choose our house to study with. And oh, surprise! You have dark powers. It was all too much to dismiss as mere coincidence.
I guess that's fair.
It was at Hubert's suggestion that I appointed you captain of our mercenary unit. He felt this would allow us to quietly assess your abilities and allegiances, and I agreed. I know I told you I did this because I believed in you and your strength, but the decision was somewhat more nuanced than that. I'm sorry.
The moment I got wind of this attack, I immediately thought of you. This is it, I thought. The traitor has sprung the trap, and now the Emperor's life is in danger. But instead, you thwarted the assassination attempt and kept Her Majesty
That was
safe.
such a weird angle.
I was wrong about you. Deeply so. And for that, I am ashamed beyond measure. Pray forgive me.
Don't worry about it. I would have done the same. Honestly, I thought it was weird how quick you both trusted me. Good to finally know the reason behind it all.
That does not excuse our actions. We had no right to deceive you as we did. But I swear, we will make amends. You have but to let us know how.
It's nice that these two are in
You
it
can
together,
start by
though.
trusting me.
It makes me feel better about
Or if that's
things.
not in the cards, have the decency to tell me you don't to my face. At least then I'll know where I stand.
I doubt doing so would have changed anything, but I understand the sentiment. We will attempt to be better going forward.
Be better? Really?
Hubert, why not just promise to be more forthright?
Because that might make me a liar.
Oh.
Let me speak plain. I no longer believe you to be working with the enemy. However, that does not necessarily mean the possibility is now non-existent.
Well, I guess I did ask for honesty. But look, do you guys trust me or not?
Of course we trust you.
Or I do, at least. So please, let us begin this relationship anew on solid ground.
It is now 1182. The Great War Edelgard instigated has swept across Fodlan and looks more grim with each passing day. The Empire struggles to hold Aryan Road to the west and the Great Bridge to the east. The kingdom cannot bring western lands to heal. Even the Alliance must face changing times. The Central Church sends the Knights of Seros to the Imperial capital to assassinate the Emperor, but fails. Roughly half a year passes before the tides show any true sign of shifting.
Interesting. More time has been. Part 1. Do we get new looks? Do we get new 6-month looks? Are we all grown up now? Do we have our houses looks?
5 months have passed since the attack on the Emperor, and 1182 nears a close. Though each army schemes, the battle maps barely change. But now, history is about to resume its course.
Interesting. The Battle of the Eagle and Lion on Gondor Hill.
Today is a momentous day in Fodlan's history that people will mark for generations to come.
Then why do you look so conflicted?
I'm not conflicted, Claude. I'm just painfully aware of how much stronger I need to be. That's why I'm counting on you and the Alliance to make up the difference.
Hey, I've got feeling unprepared down to a science, so let's say we help each other out. If we work together, we can achieve what's best for both of us, right?
Indeed.
I have reviewed the terms, Your Majesty. All that remains is the placement of your seals.
Everything looks good to me. I'm especially glad we found a solution to the control of Murden.
You've done fine work here, Hubert. Thanks. And thanks to you as well, Holst. You know I'm not good at this sort of thing.
I've never known you to shy away from ceremonial affairs like this.
Thank you for the 15 months.
But it is the most significant pact since the founding of the Leicester Alliance, so your caution was most prudent. I must admit, I was quite nervous. Thankfully, I managed not to follow it up.
You surely jest. You did your work masterfully, without batting an eye. I am truly impressed that Leicester's most valiant general is so well versed.
Dude, Hubert made the biggest slip I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Hubert.
And
So
I
Holst
cannot
is a dude.
fathom how that happened.
A man can be brave in battle and still know how to get things done. Take our Minister of Military Affairs, for example.
A man for whom the term looks can be deceiving was likely invented.
Speaking of Count Burgleys, where is he? I thought he'd be here so we could go head-to-head. We never did get to finish our battle.
I'm afraid the Count couldn't make it, but perhaps you'd consider my bodyguard instead? I'm certain you'll find the challenge.
Yeah, where he misses
your first
Shamir
time meeting, by the way?
completely, and then almost murks Monica, and I thought it was the most wildest shit. And then Edelgard's expression about it made me so I was so concerned.
But is he as strong
But I
as
guess
the
her
Ashen
expression
Demon?
was because they thought we were Shez was betraying them. I'm gonna kick Holst's ass.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
It was so unlike him to not only whiff,
I hope you mean later,
but then
and not
also
this very
almost
second.
obliterate Monica. I
You'll be
was
ashamed
like,
to get
what
blood
is
all over this nice
happening?
paperwork.
Yes, all eyes are on us.
It was
We
such
must
an
make this a
emotionally
grand
charged thing for him to
gesture and
do,
show our soldiers
and
that
it put so
Adrestia
much
and
at
Lester
risk.
have joined forces for a brighter future.
Well, let's get to it. As leader of all the lords and knights who sit at the round table of the Leicester Alliance, I, Claude von Regan, hereby swear this pact. Leicester pledges to work in harmony with the Adrestian Empire and do everything in its power to secure a peaceful future for Fodlan.
Yeah.
By the covenant between the red blood and the white sword that crowns the double-headed eagle, I, Edelgard von Hresfeld, hereby swear this pact. Adrestia pledges to work
Jesus,
hand
I don't
in
trust
hand
this
with the
at
Leicester
all.
Alliance to deliver peace to the land and secure a future for all
I'm so
its
scared of some Game of Thrones shit. Or Claude's just gonna
is
cut her
sealed.
throat.
And now it is our job to uphold it.
Goodness, look how far you've risen. You're standing on the
Yeah,
stage
I
of
just get
history.
red wedding vibes from this. You can't trust Claude
I
as far
know
as you
you'll
can
do
throw
great
him.
things. Yes, and greater things still.
Right then, we've got plenty of bright new faces here at the round table today. First, a brand new count ruling Gloucester. And
How does
Duke
any of
Goneril
this
and Count
go?
Cordelia have decided that their heirs will sit for them.
If you've killed them all.
Unfortunately, Lawrence and Lysithea can't join us due to their responsibilities in the Imperial Army.
I called you here to give you notice. The Leicester Alliance is assenting to the Empire's request and sending troops to the Kingdom front. Houses Regan, Gloucester, and Daphne will be supplying most of the soldiers. And instead of the usual route through Aelel, we'll be invading Fraldarius directly by sea.
Finally, I can
You're
fuck
staying
up
behind,
Rodrigue.
right, Holst?
Indeed I am. Almyra is still an unknown quantity, and we've no idea if or when Prince Shahid might stage another attack. And the same goes for House Ordelia. They've had more than their share of troubles on their border.
I'll never get to fight with Holst.
We agreed that shipping their army away might not be the most prudent of ideas.
And that's all she wrote. You'll find the details in the document you've all been given. I wish the kingdom would see they're between a rock named Adrestia and a hard place named Leicester and throw that white flag high, but of course they won't. So good luck, everyone. I'm counting on you.
And so, the Alliance has agreed to bring their troops to bear and attack the kingdom from the east. At the same time, we will resume our invasion from the west.
I can't
using
even
Orient
imagine
Road as a
how.
foothold. We'll subjugate the kingdom's lords one by one as we work our way toward Blathen.
News of the pact will doubtless have spread throughout the kingdom by now. Provided enough houses see the futility in fighting, we may be able to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. However, that is likely wishful thinking. We should instead expect the worst and prepare accordingly.
You think? Some of them already bent the knee to us once, along with Count Rowe.
That man's dead.
Wouldn't they jump at a chance to swap sides again?
Is your Count Row alive?
An idea I am certain has already
mine
occurred
isn't.
to the king. Lately, we have been scrambling to reorganize, dealing with an attack by the Knights
fuck.
of Seros and negotiating a pact with Lester.
That man can die, and everything's
During
just
that
fine.
time, the winds of purgation had swept across Fargus. In one fell swoop, the king has expunged most of the nobles likely to align with us.
Still, it's us and the Alliance against him, which means we've got the advantage. What's there to worry about?
Everything to do with
The
Claude.
concern isn't that we'll lose. It's that winning might come at the cost of too many lives. What an utterly pointless, senseless thing to do. Oh, I find it all so very draining.
Whatever our intent, we're the instigators here. We can't expect the enemy to do anything less than defend their land with tooth and claw.
Speak for yourself. If someone invaded my territory, I'd hand over lands and titles on a silver platter. Especially if I had no chance of winning.
There is truly no other noble like you, Linhard. And perhaps no person at all for that matter. Regardless, we must proceed with caution. When people think someone is after what they possess, they respond with fear, even if the thought is all in their head. In the eyes of the people of Fargus, there is no limit to what evils the Empire might visit upon them.
My father started saying he can't sleep because he's scared the old church is coming to Garrett Mock to kill him. From the sound of my mother's letters, he's really shaken up.
Remember that the kingdom has much coldness. We must not forget to be bundling up like people of the snow.
Our Petra is always ready for what lies ahead.
I wish I had better understanding of your Fodlan ways, so I could be giving more assistance to everyone.
Don't worry about it, Petra. With all the different factions in this thing, even we have a hard time keeping it straight. This almost seems so backward compared to the way things were in Brigid.
In any case, the battles ahead will be more brutal than any we have yet fought. Keep a vigilant eye out for both yourselves and each
Oh
other.
yeah, I killed Ingrid super dead.
That is
I
all.
had Ash do it, and it was really
Dismissed.
fucked up. And Ingrid has one of the
things aren't gonna
rawest
be so
lines
easy
I've heard in
anymore.
this game thus
We're
far.
under some real pressure
Because
to
I have
win.
Ash there, and she goes, "The stories we used to tell are worth less than the dirt beneath your feet." And I was like, damn, Ingrid. And then she died like literally moments later. It was so absurdly raw. I was like, fuck, Ingrid. Hubert's personal history is different. It's changed, and information is missing from it. I'm so fucking stressed out. This is different. They've changed it because it used to say, it used to have. Nobody can see my fucking finger pointing on the screen. It used to have more of this information. It said that he replaced his father. Now it doesn't have any of that. All it says is that he became the Emperor second in command when the war began. That's so messed up. Oh no. I know it did. Can I? Can I have Master Seals? Alright, Edelgard has to see me. Something about a decision she is making. Ugh. Scared, frightened.
What do you think?
How did it feel going into the battlefield again? Were you overcome with sentimentality? It was no different than usual. No, not really. I felt calm like always. Glad to hear it. I'm certain you are much stronger now than you were a half-year ago. What chapter is this? Oh my god. Thank goodness I can have their B support. And I can do Petra's A. That was locked before. Ah. This is the Buckwild chapter. Fuck, there's so much to do. I'll have to do it some other day. So what are we on? Yeah, we're on shifting history. Because there's like 10 little lands that I have to get before I can even finish this chapter. I have to do one so we can see whatever. There's always a cutscene after the first one. I know logically why we can't be privy to when the fighting will resume, but to be honest, I wish I'd been informed much earlier about its recommencement. There's nothing more nerve-wracking than having a break that could end at any moment. Please, I keep getting stuck on this awning. Makes me crazy. It's finally time. Everyone's so much more relaxed and upbeat now. I feel the same, of course. Yeah, everyone's smiling so bright I can barely see. You're always optimistic enough to joke around, aren't you? I think that's a lovely trait. When we allied with Lester, I thought it would be a good opportunity to return home, but my adoptive father wouldn't allow it. He said I needed to concentrate on working for the Empire right now. Huh, what's he trying to accomplish by putting you in the Imperial Army? I think he wants Edmund's name to be renowned throughout the Empire. It's possible my adoptive father thinks the Empire will soon control all of Lester.
I carry a little of everything here.
Oh!
You've got an eye for quality, friend. 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 You've got an eye for quality, friend.
Dude, silence yourself.
Hope to see you again soon.
Why do you hang out in this creepy little tower all by yourself?
Listen.
It is a pity we cannot battle the Alliance, but there are skilled individuals within the Church and Kingdom. Thunder Catherine, the King of Fargus, and Archbishop Rhea.
Got a sec?
Wait a minute, I get everyone else, but you think Archbishop Rhea can hold her own in a fight? That's not really the impression I got. Those with strength have a particular scent. She is quite powerful in her own right. God, let's fucking say it's so weird. So the war begins again. No need to worry. I'm not going to betray you.
Nuh-uh.
I'm still kind of worried. We'll be going up against some of your old friends. Alright. It's a needless concern, but I can see that. I had a feeling this day would come. I see things very differently from those knights. They have different standards about who they ought to protect and what's good or evil. I can't believe we let her here, and that she's not walking around in chains. To think that the honorable duke such as yourself would deign to speak with some... Oh, this is her depressed mood. To think that the honorable duke such as yourself would deign to speak with someone like me. I doubt I can be of any use, but please, what business might you have with me? You have changed greatly, Constance. I cannot imagine what you must have been through.
Sorry, but no.
I am not worthy of your concern, my lord. The events of my life are exactly what you would expect for someone of my lowly stature. I apologize. Perhaps we should continue this conversation at a later date. I am so useless now. I've been away from battle too long. I can't even remember how to hold a weapon. I should just stand in the back. Hey, how long have you been there? Did you hear what I said? I was just practicing what I'd say to Edelgard. I feel like crawling into a hole and never coming out. I've been trying to track my father these past 6 months, but I have not picked up any leads. It's like he vanished into thin air. I wonder where he is and what he is doing. He's probably hiding out and plotting his grand return to the Empire. That is certainly plausible, though I doubt he could manage it on his own, which means he would need co-conspirators. I suppose I should focus my search along those lines. He is probably intending not to ever come back. 6 whole months and not so much as a peep from them. Even after we came all this way to Embar, too. I'm quite disappointed, if I'm going to be honest.
Are you sure?
But that doesn't mean they're not going to show. They might pop up later. My, you're certainly taking this in stride. I'm practically desperate here.
My instruction comes at a high price.
Wait a second. Oh, Shamir, I'm poor.
Don't neglect your daily studies.
Our soldiers will soon march towards the Western Kingdom. I heard we'll be passing through Dominic territory. Baron Dominic is Anne's niece. Well, my friend's uncle. If we end up hurting him, I know she'll never forgive us. But there's nothing we can do about that, is there? It's all up to fate now. I have only recruited mages. And
could you spare a moment?
It has been quite an eventful 6 months. Do you want to hear what happened? You see, Edelgard asked me to assist her with some affairs of state, and while I was working, I got numerous ardent propositions from men in the court. Uh-huh. And then what happened? Every last one of them had a wife and child, if you can believe it. It turns out they were asking me to help them with their work because of my talents in the political sphere. They've got some gall, I'll tell you that. I think I was intending to. If I want to recruit Annie, I think I would need Mercedes anyway. Oh my god, Casper and his dad!
Wonderful.
You are thriving, Casper. Use your strength to crush the enemy. You understand that it is your duty, yes? Of course, but we all need to keep our allies safe too. I am Caspar, the Emperor's sword and shield. This kid has depression, and it's all my fault. The kingdom has its own reasons for fighting, just like the Empire. I don't want to fight them, but I also can't say I want us to surrender. I have to tell myself that every day that I made the right choice. I guess these things are never clear-cut, are they? Great Tree Moon, Imperial Year 731. Our fleet departed Brigid without incident. Blessed with calm seas, we soon saw the land of Dagda rising up before us. Beyond the startlingly white beach lay dense and ominous woods. Our information indicated that a settlement should be nearby, but there were no signs of people or boats, let alone any sort of structure. We pondered whether to turn our rudders north or south. Suddenly, there were a flurry of arrows. The enemy was shooting at us from between the trees. Caught unaware, many men were struck. I rushed to lift my shield. However, we soon realized the arrows lacked in both number and force. The Dagdan army had lost many soldiers in Mac, and then Brigid. They had strength enough to mount a defense of sorts, but perhaps this would be easier than we had thought. The third fleet, led by Viscount Hymir's son, was drawn into the inlet, an enemy trap. How could he not have seen it? We had intended to veer around the eastern tip of the cape, but through the fog we saw there was a coast to the south as well. With nowhere to go, our ships careened into each other, the lead ship capsizing, seemingly run aground before our very eyes. Our comrades... The sea was aflame. What sorcery is this? The flames were like the great serpent, its tongue flickering towards our ships. In the open sea, the enemy fleet surrounded us. None would make it home alive if we could not break through somehow. Though considering how the Emperor will still react to our defeat, perhaps it would be best to die here anyway. Still, we cannot abandon our pride. Bridget has turned on us, sunk half our ships, and attempted to dock into their port. It pains me to say that all we can do now is run. Bridget only threw in with us after Dagda loses. Now that the tide has turned, they've thrown in with Dagda again. Savage inlanders. Their king never intended to honor our agreement for a second. We never should have. I can see Nivelle. We live to tell the tale. We returned with less than a tenth of the ships we set sail from Gwynning with. We were well and truly decimated. What's more, we lost Bridget as an ally. The Dagdans are truly fearsome. They dance in the air and set fire to the sea. One moment they frolic in the woods, and the next you see their fangs. Just what are they? With permission from Her Majesty, I went to speak with Duke Rain and the other Lannister nobles. As you know, House Gloustier's territory extends right into the center of Leicester. The alliance has taken on a rather odd shape at present due to that. We are currently considering exchanging the northern part of Gloucester for Odelia territory. However, I highly doubt that plan will come to fruition for a while. It is much more than redrawing lines on a map, you see.
Excuse me.
We are seeing each other after a long time. Are your skills still sharp? Of course, you went back to Bridget, right? Yes. Home was very good. I went to the ocean and forest like when I was a child. I also said hello to the spirits. I bet the ocean was beautiful. Yes, it was. I am wanting to show it to all of you one day. It was lovely to be swimming again. I do not hear of swimming in Fodlan. It is great sadness. If it isn't my savior, you're looking well. Have you come to ask me for a favor? Monica, how long are you going to keep calling me that? It's been 6 months. I was just protecting Edelgard, that's all. If you insist, I'll treat you like anyone else. Like dirt beneath my heel.
Nice one.
We're finally moving again. We've got to take the kingdom down this time. I actually wanted to bring down the Alliance too, but can't do much about that now that we're working together. Gerald's mercenaries present our bigger problem now. If only there was a way to get them on our side. I hope we'll be able to concentrate mainly on the royal army and steer clear of the mercenaries. I wonder if we could come up with a diversion that would draw them off the battlefield. Are you spying on your brother from over here? That's fucking weird. Don't do that. Randolph has been working so hard these past 6 months. He's not the only one who's been training, but he's not only been training, but he's been studying tactics too. He's going to be such a huge help in the upcoming battle. He used to be unreliable, but now I can say with all my heart that he's our rock, and I am so proud of him.
That reminds
For the past 6 months, the kingdom has not continued their attempts to recapture Arianrod. They have instead poured all their efforts into managing the nobles in the western regions, nobles who find their loyalty wavering. Replacing lords, imposing adoptions, and delivering hostages, strategic marriages, they have been quite thorough. What could possibly be worth such strenuous efforts to protect?
Let's see.
Dignity, maybe? I'm pretty sure they don't want the Empire to control them. Personally, I would never want our home to be controlled by the kingdom either. That is not a matter of dignity. It is simply a strong objection to the notion of being ordered around by fools. Fair.
Well, how'd it go? Any result's a good result.
Shall we?
There you are. We shall begin the meeting at once. Come with me. Is this a new mechanic? Does anyone have any suggestions regarding how to prepare for battle? Oh my god. At the start of each chapter, your allies may offer you battle suggestions. When a suggestion is implemented, the ally who made the suggestion will have boosted morale and increased support points with you. If you implement a suggestion, its effects will last until the end of the chapter. You can check the effects of an implemented suggestion by selecting campaign info from the pause menu.
I have a strategy.
Focus on developing flexibility to improve sword technique. Slightly increases class experience. Focus on
proposition.
Axes.
So
Okay, so it's just a bonus towards certain weaponry. You are my only fist fighter. But we have a lot of axes.
Strategy.
But not a lot of swords. What about, where's my magic suggestion? I have a lot of mages.
I have a proposition.
We'll do axes.
It will be done.
Shall we?
We shall proceed with this plan. I'm counting on all of you. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to use hands down. It would be crazy not to pick magic.
What do you think?
You have been keeping busy, Shez. I hope you are ready to push on toward victory. This may be a fierce battle. It is possible we could lose any one of our close comrades. I would suggest treasuring the moments we have now and spending time with them while you can.
Hey!
Don't worry, Edelgard. I'm on casual. Thinking about my friends reminds me of my old mercenary band. Actually, I made a little something when I first became a full-fledged mercenary. Might not be a bad idea to give that to someone. It'll be my way of saying I'll always be there for them. Gift an ally a Merc Whistle, and in return they'll give you their special accessory. Put on a special accessory, and your unique action ability will be overwritten with that of the unit who gave you the accessory. Only allies with an A support level with Shez can receive a Merc Whistle. You'll only require one Merc Whistle per playthrough, and so think about carefully. No, he's locked. Hubert, I want to give you my magic whistle, but I can't. Please, Hubert. This fucking sucks. Okay. Oh, I still need to talk to Adel again properly.
Do you have a moment?
This area, along with Girth territory, was once part of the Empire. It was known as the Mach region. Meanwhile, the land to the north of Fargus was taken from Shreng, as was Duskar, of course. Those who side with the Central Church boast the goddess granted them this land, but ultimately no one owns the land. Whoever is in power at any given moment simply exercises their control over it. I need to do support combos. And then we can train and cook and do all sorts of crazy shit. That's not where the support combos are.
Oh, Edelgard. I'm glad I found you. Got a few?
Of course.
I have to...
Well, remember how Hubert laid into me after the Knights of Saros raided Enbar? It got me thinking. What do I need to do for you to trust me again?
Oh.
Nothing. Hubert and I stopped doubting you the moment that business was behind us. You worked tirelessly for me, and I'm grateful for that. So please, there's no need to worry.
Still, we have no idea when those who slither in the dark might try to interfere again. Honestly, it kind of feels like there's more I should be doing to help. Like I'm just floating around without a purpose or something.
Very well. What do you propose?
If I had to pick something, I'd say protecting you would be my top priority. Everyone's got a bone to pick with you, especially the Church and those who slither in the dark, and they won't rest till they have your head. After all, the Imperial Army's not gonna lose if we've got you at the top handing down orders. And I figure Hubert will stay off my back as long as I put my energy into keeping you safe. Then you can lead us to victory, and we'll all live trustfully ever after.
Perhaps, but I think you're forgetting something. The only way to protect me is by staying at my side, and therein lies a conundrum. Allowing you that close to me would in itself be proof of my trust, without which you would have never earned such an opportunity in the first place.
I know that. Still, I can't help but feel like that's what I've got to do to prove myself to you. Please, Edelgard, even if it just means shielding you from your enemies.
Very well. Do as you will. In the meanwhile, I'll tell Hubert... Well, I'm not entirely sure what I will tell him. At the very least, we know those who slither in the dark are able to shapeshift at will.
We keep talking about this. I'm going to have a panic attack.
They could just as well turn out to be someone wholly different.
When did we... He's... I don't know. I'm so stressed. He's definitely... I think he's definitely been turned.
Thanks, Edelgard. I honestly could have sworn you were gonna say no.
I think the Hubert we have is fake.
What I truly want to know is
they really keep hammering in. They're like, don't forget. They can shapeshift.
Do you really have to ask? You reshaped my entire life. Before I met you, I had nobody. I was nobody. But you still chose me of all people to command one of your armies. Now I can't walk down the street without people.
Hubert does run
my
off
name.
and do stuff
And
all
I've
by
got a great
himself
life
all the
surrounded by
time.
amazing friends. All of it possible because of you.
He could have got anytime.
That's not true. You would not have earned this post if you lacked the talent.
Maybe now, but before you came along, nobody in the Empire gave a Pegasus's backside about talent. You gave me a seat at the table when no one else would.
Ah, I see.
If you want proof you've changed the world, just take a look at me. Because this gal, she's a whole new person thanks to you.
That has to be why he's so locked.
This war is going on and on. Do you think we will ever have sight of the end?
Yeah, I do. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but it's definitely out there on the horizon.
It will be good to be putting this war behind us. When the war is finished, what are you wishing to do?
That's a pretty big question.
Then I will give more clarity. How will you be supporting yourself when your contract is completed? If you have the desire, you could come to Bridget with me.
Wait, seriously? I thought you were just pulling my leg about that.
I would never be pulling your legs. Also, I am speaking with seriousness. After losing the war with the Empire, Bridget was forced into becoming a vassal state. But this war is giving Bridget the chance to stand on equal feet again. We will be opening our borders to Fodlan. The exchanges between us will flourish. I am needing a person I can trust to give me help with this. Please, accept my apologies if the offer was given with too much suddenness.
No, it's not that. I was just taking a moment to admire you. This war has been particularly ugly, and it seems like we're tearing each other apart on a daily basis. But people like you and Edelgard are already thinking about what comes next, how to plan for it. You're every bit the ruler they are.
No, I am different. I am the Queen of Bridget. We are the proud Isles, placed upon the sea by the spirits, who are watching over us to this day. Our future has the brightness of the sun. I am hoping you will be at my side as we are shaping it.
Powerful words. And I'm happy you put that much stock in me. Honestly, it's a good fit. I've got nothing tying me down. No family, no titles, no property to speak of.
I am not asking for your answer in this moment. I know your sword is sold right now. But when this war is over, I hope the making of a decision is at the top of your to-be-doing list. That is why I am approaching you so early, because I am very, very sneaky.
Fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. And I don't blame you for trying to sneak ahead of the competition. Honestly, I'm kind of flattered. So, how about this? Let's both make it through this war unscathed and decide what comes next together.
She really is. I simply think all the Black Eagles should kiss.
I think that's enough for one day. You really know how to make me work up a sweat.
You kept me on my toes as well, Caspar. Thank you.
Hey now, you'll never have to twist my arm to get me to train. Just shout when you want to go again.
I'll keep that in mind. I often have trouble finding people to spar with.
No surprise there. Not like folks are lining up for a chance to knock the Emperor's teeth out.
You seem to have no problem coming after my teeth. Sometimes I think you're trying to kill me.
What? No! I mean, I only do it because I know you can handle it, right? Look, just don't say anything to Hubert, okay? If he finds out we're sparring, he'll have me cut into pieces and dumped into the nearest river for sure.
He already knows. I convinced him that I need the training if I'm to stand on the front lines.
Oh, that's a relief. So, why do you, by the way? Fight on the front lines, I mean. You're an incredible fighter, but the Empire would be in deep, deep trouble if anything happened to you. And it's not like you're after the glory like I am. Shouldn't you just hang back and send us orders from some distant hilltop? Seems like it goes pretty hard against that rationality thing you're always talking about.
Caspar? Lecturing me on what's sensible? I must be dreaming. But yes, you're right. It's not entirely rational.
See? I'm a thinking man sometimes.
That's not to say I don't have a rational reason. My presence on the front lines improves morale, and my skill betters our hope of victory. So long as I don't fall in battle, taking the field is the smartest thing I can do.
Right, sure. So, what's the unrational part?
The emotional side. I can't stand the idea of remaining safe, while friends and comrades alike risk their lives for our cause. You're all out there on my command, taking lives from others and giving your own in return. It doesn't seem fair for me to do any less.
Except that you're the Emperor.
And I say the Emperor should help.
Hey, I get it. You want to get in the dirt with the rest of us to pull your weight, right? You and me are the same in that way.
A dreadful suggestion, but I'll allow it.
Oh, come on. You should be happy. Here I thought we were completely different people, but it turns out there's a little Caspar in you after all. You know, I can't even imagine you lording over us from far away. You work best when you're down in the mud with the rest of us, sending chumps flying.
If there's a little Caspar in me, perhaps it's time to put a bit of someone else in you.
This conversation.
Someone with manners, perhaps?
Ugh, the M word? No thanks. You know all that politeness would only hold me back.
This conversation. It's a conversation.
Hey, Caspar. Oh, what's with the mountain of books? Wait, please don't tell me you're planning to use them in your training somehow.
What kind of guy do you think I am? They're books. I'm gonna read them.
Read? A book?
You know how to read?
Did you eat something weird?
Come on, you sound just like Linhart. I've torn through books before, sometimes even 2 or 3 whole chapters a day.
Please don't use the word torn when it comes to books. You're going to make my heart stop. And books are divided into chapters, not chappers. Oh, Caspar, promise me you won't hurt those books.
You don't have to worry, Dorothea. I realized something the other day. A person who's responsible for troops can't rely on physical strength alone. You probably wouldn't guess it from how my father looks, but he's pretty good about that stuff.
Can't say I'm shocked that the Empire's Minister of Military Affairs has read the occasional book. Speaking of, you may have heard this story before, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Back during the War of the Eagle and Lion, there was an Imperial general named Francis who was quite proud of his strength. But while he was indeed strong, he was unlearned, and so everyone looked down on him.
Why do I feel like this story is gonna make me feel like an idiot?
Just listen. The Emperor at the time gave Francis an order to study, and said that if he didn't, he wouldn't be allowed to lead anyone in battle. Francis did as his Emperor ordered, and studied as though his life depended on it, growing especially talented in the area of tactics and strategy. As a result, his deeds on the battlefield were great, and he eventually rose to the rank of Minister of Military Affairs.
So I should take a page out of Francis's book, right?
So long as you don't mean literally, yes. Incidentally, the words the Emperor used to praise Francis were memorable enough to have survived even to this day. With the passing of 5 sunrises and 5 sunsets, even the meanest soldier may burgeon into a peerless commander. It means if you study hard for 5 days, even a common soldier can become a great general who commands an entire army.
5 days? That's nowhere near enough time. It'd take me 5 days just to read 1 book. You gotta at least give me until the end of the war.
But by that point, won't your chances to distinguish yourself in battle have already passed?
Oh, you're right. What am I gonna do, Dorothea?
Well, I suppose I have no choice but to help you. Who knows? I might even learn something.
You're the best. Thank you.
Okay. I think that's everything. I want to do a couple of saves very quickly. Okay. I'm only gonna do... I'm gonna use some of my chores and some of my points.
Care to make yourself useful?
I would. Actually, hold on.
We all must do our fair share.
Mercy, who do you have supports with here? Caspar. Lysithia. Reedsy. Not Manuela. And not Dorothy. Fantastic.
Care to make yourself useful?
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Counting on you both.
We can do it together.
Let's get it done. We all must do our fair share. Care to make yourself We all must do our care to make yourself useful.
Oh, they're max. They only have C support? Christ almighty. I was bamboozled.
I've got nothing to worry about with the two of you on the job.
So, Ferdinand, shall we finish this elegantly, like the nobles we are?
Indeed, Lawrence. That is what people expect of us, after all.
We all must do our fair share.
Hunger is the true enemy.
Cook faster, Shiz.
Okay. Yeah, the flavor's not really there. Might want to try something different next time.
Look, you've got food all over your face. Hold still and I'll wipe it clean.
Please stop. I'm an adult. I can do it myself.
Come back whenever you're hungry.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
I definitely can't turn anyone into their master class. No, okay. Just because I can do something doesn't mean anything. Oh, that's cute.
We must work together and improve.
Training can't wait
I'll
to see
leave
how
that
you
as
do.
it is. Hang on these points. Let's go see this first battle's all
Which
about.
battlefield are you headed to?
How many fights do we have? So many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus all the little extra stuff that'll happen. Prologues? No prologues.
Make sure you're ready.
I
Which
am.
battlefield are you headed to?
Well, that does clear up. Is our lowest 25.
Understood.
Let's get this over with.
The sun beats down on this unworthy soul. presence made a difference.
I will defend this land.
Do not be intimidated.
Yeah.
It's not over.
Pardon my ineptitude. Prepare to be a Go for it!
Now it is mine. There is nothing I cannot do.
Starting, is that an order?
Pardon my ineptitude. I shall... The spotlight is mine!
Bear witness. Inconsequential.
All would be lost if I were to die here.
Gotta fall back.
It's nothing to boast about.
Child's play.
You're certainly one of a kind, Yuritsa. So this is defeat. I'm sorry.
You're weak.
Pardon my...
Expect greatness going for it!
Can I face my comrades after this?
Let me help you.
This battle will make a fine stage for my debut.
Knowing when to retreat is a vital strategy.
A taste more bitter than black as coffee.
Looks like that's it for us. Looks like that's it for us.
I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough. Greatness demands it! I hope you will not think ill of me.
With you around, what purpose could I possibly serve?
We'll keep this place safe.
Good.
Too easy.
until there's nothing left. Is that all we've got?
Do you know who I am? You should be ashamed.
We're not losing to anyone!
That was nothing for me.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you know who I am? You should be ashamed. I shall carve the name Lawrence Helman Gloucester into the annals of history.
A shame. We cannot fight to the death.
There is...
One day, the...
Let me reclaim this real quick. Everybody catches up.
I'm sorry, but we will be taking this land.
Why me?
Oh, Constance, why are you always...
Forgive my inept technique.
I'll not falter.
Unfortunate for us both. Perhaps the enemy was asleep. Just in case.
I'm in your debt.
This is futile.
Casters.
Forgive my inept technique.
Not yet.
This must be fate.
Goodbye, sir.
Tears never cease.
He didn't even get flown up in the air. The very force of it.
It is finished. Hopefully they have learned their lesson.
Good job, boys.
A noble...
Prowess means nothing without resolve.
This is part of me now.
I am capable of so much more.
There we go. This is the cutscene I was waiting for.
We've finished laying out where the troops will be positioned, Claude.
Oh, God.
But, are you sure about this?
Am I sure about what?
Stabbing Edelgard in the back?
This isn't even remotely like a standard attack formation. It's like you're going out of your way to limit casualties.
Not true. The moment the enemy drops their guard, we'll swarm them like a pack of bees.
And if they don't drop their guard?
Then I guess we'll just sit here making angry faces at each other.
Okay, come on. This strategy is not helpful.
Look, just by being here, we're drastically reducing the number of Kingdom soldiers the Imperial Army has to deal with, right? Which means we don't have to kick our troops into action until the Empire has marched further north. Once they're positioned to seize Bladed territory, that's when we'll move.
And if it all goes wrong, the losses could have catastrophic consequences for the future of the Alliance.
I'm not used to you being so worried about the big picture, Hilda. You've grown.
I wasn't going to stay a kid forever, you know.
Apparently not. I'm impressed.
Look, Hilda, I promise you, your fears are misplaced this time. The Empire's already compensated us for any potential losses, and will continue to do so. You don't think I would have signed that fancy pact if they weren't taking care of us, right?
Sure, but are they good for their word? Because I have doubts about that. I want to believe the pact will hold. I really do. But they strike me as folks who won't think twice about sticking an axe between your shoulders if the situation calls for it.
Fortunately, I can be pretty ruthless myself when it suits me. If I don't like something the Empire is doing, it might even be me who ends up breaking the
I
pact.
guarantee it will be.
If that's supposed to make me feel better, it is absolutely not working.
Easy, easy. I'm just throwing out a what if here. Just promise that you'll always have my back, even when things look their worst, alright? I need you.
I'm gonna recruit her and make her betray you.
Fine, but only because it's you.
A report, Your Majesty.
Oh, look at
The
look at
Imperial Army
Sylvain's
marches
dad.
on western Fargus.
Just
Oh.
when we'd brought peace back to the area too. We should get ready to provide aid at once.
Look at this dude.
Rodrigue has already been
He looks
dispatched
like
to
a brick.
Mateus, along with all the soldiers I can currently spare. And I've sent Annette and Gustav to the Baron's side, though if it's for better or worse is yet to be seen. I don't doubt we'd all ride to the rescue if we could, but that's clearly not possible given the situation.
Agreed. Now that Claude's joined up with the enemy, we can't risk doing anything foolish. If we move our soldiers even a breath away from the northeast, the Alliance will be all over us.
All we can do now is divide our forces to keep the enemy in check and meet their attacks as they come. We never should have let this happen in the first place. But who could have seen the Empire and Alliance forming such a union?
Boar, are you seriously going to just stand by and watch? They'll overrun us if we don't stem the tide.
Though it smacks of desperation, I'm told the Western Front has enlisted the services of Gerald's mercenaries. They're the same band that carried the battle at Magdred Way, so I hope we can make good use of them again.
Is this really the plan? Burn through mercenaries while we hole up here?
Do try not to be so grim. The Empire has pushed rapid reforms on the land over these last few years. Not everyone was happy to have such changes thrust upon them, and that includes their new friends in the Alliance. The Empire is leaning over the kingdom with such greed that they might yet trip over their own feet.
Do you think there will be revolts?
I'm certainly not going to plan my strategy around it, but there have been whispers, yes. The old ways must die. With that I agree. But shove that down the people's throats, and you risk breaking the very land you're trying to rule.
Yes. We've grappled for years with the aftermath of trying to enact reform.
Change is a painful process, but rushed change will set the region to rot from the inside out.
I wonder why they're so intent on doing this the quick and dirty way.
It's difficult to say. Perhaps were things different, we might have found some common ground, some harmonious way forward. But I've lost too many I care about to this war. Ingrid chief among them. When I think about what they fought for, what they died for, there can be no turning back.
Oof, that's a hard one to get to. Alright, I will get through these on my own time, and then I guess we'll play this tomorrow. I can't just sit here and wonder what's happening. Oh, I'm so cute. So, we will be back tomorrow. I'll get through all of this nice and tidy. And we'll try and save the supports. I don't even... Oh, we do have some supports. I'll watch the supports then. We'll watch the supports before we head out.
Right.
I'll take those. Thank you much.
Right.
Getting through all of this is going to take me hours. Like, quite literally.
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities.
Let me do it. Oh my god, let's go master
Let
up.
me know if I may be of further service.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Oh my goodness, look at her.
Another tool in the belt.
I don't care about that. Elgard, are you all done being a Wyvern? No? Okay. Well. When we're done. When you're done, we'll talk. I'm gonna hang on to some of these. Oh, was she all done being... She was. Okay. I know we were working on that. Make Ash a Bonite, like, right now. You look so handsome.
Will this make me stronger?
I sure hope so, little buddy. Oh, and Lorenz. Oh, we're all on Master 6. Alright. Okay.
With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Do support.
Well, if it isn't Yuritsa, what are you doing out here all by your lonesome? Come to think of it, you were always at the training grounds when we were at the Officers' Academy, too.
It was quiet there.
You don't say. Personally, I prefer somewhere I can kick back with a nice drink. Speaking of which, we should get one together sometime. I'm sure Hanneman would spare a moment to join us.
I don't drink.
Too bad. I thought it would be a good chance for us to get to know each other. By the way, I've been wondering, why were you always hiding behind that mask? A waste of a perfectly handsome face, if you ask me. I like you much better this way.
It's not worth discussion.
Manuela.
From what I've heard, you're probably a good few years younger than me. Yet you're so mature. It's like you have this indescribable air of mystery.
I think you can do
there's
better.
Some burning passion lurking beneath that icy exterior, longing for reprieve.
Manuela.
I'm right, aren't I? It's in there somewhere, I just know it. Say, let's grab some drinks tonight and do nothing with them, because you don't like to drink. I know. Why don't we go out dancing instead?
He also is not going to like that.
I could not reveal my face.
And then, when the sun rises, we can... Oh, what was that about your face? Why you hide it? Why do you hide it?
Some knew me to be a wanted criminal.
I find that hard to believe. Like they say, there are two sides to every story, right? But what made you want to tell me? A moment ago, you blew me off with that broody, none-of-your-business routine.
You would have kept talking if I didn't.
Oh.
Did I say something strange?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to tease. I just think you're cute when you're flustered.
This man is not equipped to handle whatever it is you're bringing to the table.
You've become quite the ladies' man. Just you wait. I don't give up that easily.
Huh?
Okay, that is going to be it now. And I will be back tomorrow. I guess we'll go play Xenoblade one day. But I really, really want to get through this. It's so good. I'm so curious and so nervous. Save. Oh, why am I saying I'm going to immediately get off stream and play this some more? But I hope you all have a very lovely evening. I will be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. EST. That's our usual weekend time slot. So I will see you then with more Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. Goodbye.